Muted. All right, we are ready to get going. Hello, everybody. I'm Lorelea Roberts from Offerings of Wonder by Lorelea. Um, Welcome to the folks joining me live. I have two Lindas today. If you guys want to share your camera, would love to see you. If not, that's fine as well. Today we are going to be, let me just take control for the screen for a moment. There we go. Okay. So today we are going to be making this cute little bow, and it is kind of a 3D bow out of round reed. We're using 3 pieces of number 3. Doesn't matter color, you guys can decide. I'm going to do one that's I had some variegated, so it's got yellow and green and browns. That's my number 3. They are about 14 inches. This bow, should have measured that. Let me get my tape measure real quick here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so for the materials I put into the Facebook group or the email, and for those following along on YouTube, it's going to end up being about 4.5 inches across here. So about 4.5 inches there, and about about 1.5 inches at the ends ish. Okay. So to make this size, we need 3 pieces of number 3 is what I used. And after you learned how to make this, you can decide, right? I think just the frame needs to be a little bit bigger than a little bit heavier than the weave. So you can play around with different sizes. So 14 inches, 3 number 3s. I'm going to stick those in the water for a moment. And then you need 2 pieces of number 2. I'm using the sage green. Need 2 pieces at 8 feet and 1 piece at 4 feet. I'm just going to stick everything in the water so we can get going. All right. So let me flip to the table view. And there we go. All right, and we will get going. So this is what we're making. We're making this cute little butterfly. In addition to the reed, you need either like a small rubber band or a zip tie or a twist tie. And what we're going to do, let me put this guy up here for a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to just even up my ends a little bit. I'm going to kind of fold it in half and figure out where the middle is. So, just approximate. And my case, I have rubber bands, so I'm going to stick a rubber band. Actually, let me do this. Stick a rubber band here. And then we'll move it down to about the middle. A little bit there. There we go. All right. So, or you could put a twist tie on, or you could put a zip tie on, whatever you have handy. We just want something that's going to help hold things together in the middle. So these are our 3 pieces, number 3 at 14 inches. Okay. All right. I'm going to grab one of the 8-foot pieces. Okay. Got one of my 8-foot pieces of number 2 reed. I am going to, here, we're going to take our 3 pieces and we're going to kind of spread them out a little bit. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to spread them out, the yellow one staying in the middle, and then these 2 on the outsides are crossing over to the opposite side under my rubber band. All right. And then from here, we're just going to do some overweaving. So when we do this, we make this natural kind of V shape here. And we want to keep that. So let me do it this way. So we're going to actually weave all the way up to the middle here. So we're going to kind of expand out, out, out. We're going to do a few rows at the same, and then we're going to come back in. That is our game plan. So I'm going to just stick this in here. We're going to have a little bit of a space. That's okay. That is going to get all covered up when we do this middle section here. So I just laid the piece in here. So I went over the brown, under the yellow, over the green. So let me bring it up nice and close so you can see how we're starting. It's just over, under, and I'm leaving a little bit of a tail out here. And it doesn't matter if you weave right-handed or left-handed, you can go either direction. You want to make sure that your number 2 is really nice and wet. We're going to bend it around, and then we're going to come and do the opposite, going the other direction. So in this case, I'm going over the middle or over the yellow. And I'm going to just tighten it up. There we go. So just wrapping around, coming back and doing the opposite. And we're going to just continue doing that. We're going to wrap around the end, come on. This time I'm coming under the middle. There we go. And then we're going to wrap around the end and go over the middle. So there are 4 rows. Let me just come up nice and close so you guys can see. Hey, hi, Denise. Welcome. All
Thanks. Late. I'll have to catch up on the replay.
Okay, no worries. We started with our 3 pieces of 14-inch number 3. We just put a rubber band or a twist tie or a zip tie, something in the middle to hold it so we don't have to worry about them. And now we're just weaving over under, and we're just wrapping around the outside, and we're letting it kind of naturally widen out. So if you're more comfortable, you can flip it. If that's more comfortable, go around, flip it. And then if you do it that method, you're always going under your middle. So if you flip, you're going to always go under the middle, if that feels a little easier to you. Or you can just weave back and forth. So whichever method works for you. Our goal is, put that down for a second. Our goal is we're going to weave up about 2¼ inches ish, a little over 2 inches up to the middle, and then we'll come back and then we'll taper back down on the other side. Okay, so I'm just letting this naturally get bigger. The width that, yours may be a little bit different, but the width I ended up with was about 1 3/4. So if I lay this down just to show you what's happening. So I got to about 1 3/4, which was about there. So, and then I will weave a couple straight, and then I'll come back down. So you can make these any size. You could use any size round reed. I did it with number 2 and number 3. The big thing is that you want to make sure that whatever you're using as your spokes is a little bit heavier than what you are weaving with. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just one step. It could be like, I could have used number 4. You just want to make sure that you have everything nice and wet. So I'm just going to keep spinning around here. So I'm just going over, under. I'm spinning it around. I'm going under my middle. Spinning it around the outside. I'm going under my middle. That just seemed for me to be a nice flow. And again, if you're left-handed, you can be going in the other direction. It does not matter. Okay, so I just do a quick measure. So I'm measuring from my first row. Measuring up, I'm at about 1 3/4 inches up and down, and my width is about, let's see, it's about 1.5. So I'm going to let it spread out just a little bit more before I start coming in. So I just kind of just kind of forcing these to come out just a little bit. All right, let's do one more. All right. So let's look at what we got going here. So we are at about just over 2 inches, about 2¼ inches. And my width is, let's see, my width is still, oh, this one's about 1.5 inches. Well, this one's probably not going to be quite as wide, but that's okay. All right, we're going to do a couple rows, just without coming in or going out. Just do a couple rows that are straight. These are going to be our point where we're going to bend over here. All right, so we have, okay, we've got 2¼ exactly. And if we come back and I show you here how where 2¼ is, 2¼ is really right up about the middle of the bend of the bow. So now we want to start coming back. So I'm going to take my outside spokes as I do them, and I'm going to kind of push them. I want to end up with a kind of a leaf shape. Right? So points on both ends. So again, I'm going to keep going around, but this time I'm going to just push in a little bit as I weave. Come around, I'm going to push in a little bit. And that's going to start me to do a nice gradual, we want to come to a point. So you are the boss. This is a great thing to learn some shaping, right? As you control your outside spokes here. Hey, Phyllis, nice to see you on. So we're just going to go around, 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 round, around. All right, round, around. Beep, beep. And as you hopefully you can see, it's starting to come in narrow, and you can look at what your spokes are doing up here to see that they're heading in the direction that we want them to head. So we're just going to keep going there, allowing those to just gradually come back in like they gradually went out. Now, all your bows may not be exactly alike. That's okay. I said you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. Hello, Nicole. Nice to see
Hi.
you.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, that's all right. You're good.
okay.
All right, so we're getting down to, we want it to be widthwise the same. So we were at about 1/4 inch. So we want to get down to 1/4 inch here. So we'll just keep going around. Going around. And again, make sure that your round weave is nice and wet and flexible. If you feel it drying out, either give it a spritz or put some water on your hand, and just make sure that it's staying nice and flexible. All right, so a couple more here and we should be where we need to be. So, and just trying to keep everything tight. So as I was making this bow, I was like, oh, this would be so cute on a basket. It'd be cute on a basket. Nice, make your own embellishment. All right, let's see where are we at. That looks pretty close. I'm gonna measure here. Okay, we're at about 1/4 inch. I'm just gonna leave my tail that's left here. And let me grab one more thing. This is a little trick.
I missed what size reeds you're using.
So I am using number 3.
Okay.
Number 3 for the spokes and number 2 for the weaver.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but you can do it, I think you could do it with any size.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure that your spokes are a little bit heavier than your weavers.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is a little trick. I'm getting my, all right. I just put a piece of paper in like a bag. You could put it in one of your pattern bags. This is a kit bag. And I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm just going to draw my bow size here. And came up there and restart there and about there. Okay, about there. Okay, can you guys see that? If you can let me I just put a piece of paper in there and then I drew on the bag with a Sharpie because it'll wipe off afterwards.
Okay.
So I'm doing that. So now when I go to do my other side, I can kind of lay it down and use it as a guide to make it the same as the first one that I did. Yeah.
Smart.
All right, so I'm going to grab my second piece of 8-foot number 2, and now we're going to do the other side, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to leave a little bit of a tail, start by going under the middle. So let me bring that up nice and close. That's our start. It's okay. We're going to have a little bit of space. When we actually fold over our bow, all that space is going to get covered with the middle wrap that we do. Trying to the lighting, so it's a little bit better. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap around and go under the middle. And I'm going to do the wrap around and under the middle. So these first couple are a little bit, I don't know what I want to say, a little bit fudgy. Okay. And then I'm just going to lay it down here and say, okay, let me get my spokes about the same place. All right. So now I'm just going to do what we did on the first side. Wrap around the outside and I'm flipping it over. So then I'm always going to be going under the middle. So I'm flipping it and I'm always going under the middle. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can just wrap around and bring it up. It's just not as time efficient. You do that. There we go. Okay, but you can. Okay, and then I'm just going to check it every once in a while. So my line, bring it up close for you guys again, right? My line was drawn so that it was on the outside of the first bow that I made. So I want to just make sure my line is laying right inside my drawing. So we've got it. I'm good. It's coming out at a good angle. I know when I get up to about here, I'm going to have to start bringing it in again. So we're just going to go ahead and weave a few rows. So yeah, I thought this would be really cute on a basket. The butterflies that we did a couple of weeks ago, those would be really cute embellishments on a basket. If you weren't with me on those, you can see those out on my YouTube channel, Offerings of Wonder by Lorelea. All the recordings are out there. So if you've missed any sessions and want to go back and look, you can see them. They're either under lives on YouTube or under videos. So I used to just do this on Facebook Live and then they would just disappear. All right, so I want to make sure I'm coming out wide enough. A little bit wider. And then they just kind of get lost. So now I do them to YouTube and then they're out there and everybody can find them. So, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I will encourage you to do that. So we're just going through, we're again making it coming out, making it wider. Got a few more rows here, and then we'll start kind of going straight for a few rows. And you can decide how big you want your bow. Like if you want a bigger bow, then make longer spokes and just keep going wider, longer. All right, so there we go. All right, so that looks good. We're right about at our middle point. I'm going to do like 2 rows without going out or going in, just kind of let them come there. And then I just check my little drawing, and now I know I need to start coming in. So we're going to, as we weave these, we're going to start giving them a little bit of a push. I'm over exaggerating, but we want to give it a little bit of a push there as we go around to make sure that we are coming in. And now it's lining up with my other outline, and we'll just keep on going. So now we're going, making it smaller. And down. And down. Down. And I didn't give you a pattern for this because I thought everybody, you may decide that you want your bow wider, you may decide you wanted it thinner. So you can kind of play with it and just sure coming in good. Just play with it and see what you like. I'm curious to see what colors you guys come up with. I'm using for my spokes, I just grabbed some scraps, and then I had this red that was around that was really, it was just kind of a pretty red, thinking about the holidays. This one is more fallish with the the greens and the browns and the yellow. I don't know about you guys, but it is absolutely gorgeous here today in Louisville. It's in the, I think, low 80s right now and sunny, and oh my gosh. So when we're done here, I'm gonna go try to do some pictures because it's good sunlight today. All right, so I'm just kind of measuring. I got, so that my end is right here. So I've got just a few more rows, and that's getting us back down to that like 1/4 inch mark that we started with. And but yeah. All right. I was thinking I'm not really a morning person. Anybody who knows me knows that. All right, a couple more rows. And so I was trying to think about when daylight savings time changes, but it's not till November. Not till November. I do better on that schedule for some reason. My body's happier. All right. So now I have enough. I'm good. I've met my both ends. So basically we've got this out of the way now. Very reflective. There we go. It is kind of like 2 eyeballs. All right, I'm going to take it. I'm going to dunk the whole thing in the water. I haven't cut off my ends yet. All right, give it a dunk in the water because I want everything to be nice and flexible. All right. So now comes the fun part where we actually get to make our bow. So I'm going to start with one. I'm just going to gently bend it up and have my where I started and where I ended kind of match up. And we've got a nice little loop. Now I saw some videos doing this where they put a tool. Let me grab a tool so I can show you. Big around. get me find something good. That will work. Okay. Sorry there. Okay, so anything that's got a round part of it, you can put that like right in the middle. So as you're bending, it helps you create that nice rounded space. I found my finger worked just fine, but if you're having trouble with making that bend, so I'm gonna go ahead and bend it over, and then I'm gonna just trim up these ends a little bit. So they're about where I don't want to say they're about where the start is of this side. So we're going to do the same thing with this side. We're going to gently bend it around, and I'm just using my finger, and we're going to marry up the ends. Let me come nice and close. You can use your finger if you want to use something round in there, make it a little rounder. You can do that. Okay. All right. And then you just grab, there we go. What is this piece doing here? All right. This piece out of here. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to trim up these ends a little bit. Okay. Okay. So now you've got two ends, and I just kind of intersected them. So let me come up. So I basically just stuck them in. Can you see that? I go that way. Show you that way. Show you that way. All right. And I'm just pushing them a little bit together, and then we're going to hold. That's going to be our bow. Now, I had you not cut these right away. So if you've got 4 feet, like I don't have 4 feet, which is why I just did the other one. These now you can snip off and just leave them tucked inside. Let's see, there we go. We're just going to tuck him inside. You can trim off that initial tail that you had. Those are tails. There we go. And then we'll give this one just a little trim. Okay. So these eyes all just can get tucked inside. These guys. And if you're having trouble, I'm actually going to bring them up here. I'm actually going to bring them up. I'm going to bring them up because we're going to wrap over them and it'll catch them. You see that? All right. So now you're going to grab your 4-foot piece. Okay. And I'm going to lay the tail. Let me do it on my thumb first. I'm going to lay the tail across so you can see. So it's going to go across. And now we're just going to wrap all that space. So all that place that we had space, we're going to just wrap right around, right next to each other. So it's nice and tight. And we're going to catch any of those ends that are sticking up. And I'm going to wrap, 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 wrap. Nice and tight. Wrap, 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 and one more wrap. Okay. Oops, I got one that's crossed over there. Don't like that. Let me just, I was just gonna say, make sure you're checking your back as well as your front. I had one that was crossed over in the back there, so I'm just gonna finish wrapping that around there. And depending on how big your space was, you probably won't need all 4 feet. I got string there, you guys. Boom. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So once you have your space all wrapped, so let me come up nice and close. All right. Let's see this back side. not catch everything. Well, that's going to be our back. Then you're going to just take your end and go through your middle here. I might need a, I might have done it so tight. I need a, let's get this a little bit of a poke. There we go. So we're just going to go in the middle. If I can get in there now. All right. I wove way too tight. All right. So I am going to do it this way. If you can get it in the middle, if you can get it, slide it in the middle and pull it out this side, then you can tighten it that way. I'm going to just go through my bow and I'm going to pull it up nice and tight. There we go. So I just came up, I went through the middle, down, out. I'm just going to leave it there and I'm going to snip it off. That should dry and stay right in place. And there we go. There is our bow.
That's adorable. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that fun?
So that when you put that center through
Yeah.
the one side of the bow, it's just going to dry in place and stay?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
it'll, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, in fact, I think that's what I did in this one.
Too cute.
So, just to show you, so like this one is a little bit flatter. So if I wanted it to be rounder,
Mhm.
just take your finger while it's wet and you can shape it up. Can you see the difference?
Yes.
Okay. So just take your finger, boom, boom. We'll just give it a little push. There we go. All right. So I wanted to show you. Let me change views for a second. Was anybody weaving with me today? Sorry, I forgot to ask. No? Okay. Let me make me big here. Spotlight. There we go. All right. Let me move that off to the side for a second. So I just grabbed one of my baskets because I was like, what does this look like? And so just to show you, look how cute it would be on a basket as a tie-on.
Very cute.
So that one. Here's one we just did today. Probably not this color on the blue, but just to be off to the side. Be cute on a handle too, I think. Like on the if you have any handle baskets around.
I'm thinking on a Christmas tree. Just little ornaments. They're so cute.
Okay, so at the end we usually do show and tell. I'll show you guys what I worked on. Did a little candy cane basket this week. But think about if this was like, instead of this bow, like you could put like a bow like near the handle, or if it was a big basket, like at the handle. So I was invited to teach at the end of this month, and they needed a couple of quick projects for the people to do. So candy cane basket with a little fall floral ribbon, and then just a little kind of catch-all basket with the word friend on it. So that was what I've been working on this week, besides getting ready for conferences and cutting kits and doing all that. So let's see. Let me remove me. Let's see, Denise, do you have something to share?
Yes, and I actually have two newbie questions too,
Okay.
if I could.
Absolutely. That's what we're
So, when we were talking about the round reed, so I have round reed. How do
Yeah.
I know what size that is?
Yeah,
Is
let me
that
see.
a 6 or
So
a 4?
so it's 6. So where it says F6RR,
Yes.
so number 6 is the size, and the 4, whatever, 4.25 or 4 is the millimeters. It's how the diameter of it.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yep. Sometimes you'll see on patterns, it'll instead of saying the number, it'll say the millimeters. So especially
Okay.
older patterns. Um, Yeah. Okay. So that was question one. What was question two?
Okay. And then I have something to show.
Okay.
Question two is in regards to our step baskets that we're going to be doing,
Yeah.
I would love to dye the plain reed. And I have some, it's called driftwood, water-based wood stain.
Yeah.
Do I do that before we weave or do I do it after we weave?
I would do it after.
Okay. Even with the colors that we're putting in?
Um, driftwood is it's gonna mute the color a little bit, but not it won't mute it a lot. In fact, what you can do before you start, just cut a little piece of the color because I always give you plenty to just cut like a 1/4 inch off.
Okay.
And dip it in the stain and see what it does to it.
Okay. Okay. I'll do
And
that.
you could decide. The other thing you could do is you could so Denise is talking about our hoop basket for September.
Yeah. Excited.
It shows, I'm going to take you off a spotlight for a second.
Okay.
And then I'll show everybody. We're doing a stair step basket. So this is a stair step basket. So it's got 3 bands of color, and they had their choice to do either solid colors or color choices. And what colors did you pick?
I picked rust and I want to say like a brown. Was there a brown
Yeah.
rust?
Rusty and brown, yeah.
Yeah,
so
maybe
a little bit darker. So they probably won't take. I think you'd be okay to stain it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And what are you going to share with us? Let's see.
So I belong to another crafting group, and they did a basket thing this month, and so this is what I made.
Oh, cute.
I will never use it as a purse, and the lid got a little out of control, but it's okay. I have enough reed to rework it so it actually fits. But yeah, it's
very cute.
So
yeah, I love basket purses.
I just can't see myself using it, but that's me. I'll use it for something else.
That's okay. There's so many purposes for baskets.
Yeah.
Do they have D-rings on the side, Denise? Is that what they used?
Yes, D-rings and also little feet. I thought the feet were awesome.
They're cute. They're cute. Cute. All right. Thank you for sharing.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to share? No? Okay.
I'm cleaning my living room. I'm not sharing anything.
Well, that's why you guys only see a very small subset of my studio at the time. In fact, I have open studio tomorrow, so I need to clean up.
Yeah, my house is
tables cleared off. Okay, that's fine. So I just want to say thank you. I hope you make some bows. I would love to see if you make some, tag me on it. I love to see how you guys do things. They don't need to be the same color. That's why I did this one with different color spokes. Not that you see the spokes very much. But you could even I think it'd be really pretty with some variegated. They'd be pretty natural, and you could paint them. So all kinds of things I think you could do with them. So I can't wait to see what you guys do.
One more question, if I could.
Yes.
The when you only have a millimeter size, I'm trying to see if it gave me. If I have a 2.5 millimeter, is there a chart somewhere to convert that?
There is, and I think Basket Supplies has a chart on their website. What was it? 2.5?
Yeah, it's 2.5. Is the round reed.
No, but I don't know off the top of my head. Nope, that one doesn't. I thought I had some old spools here, but I don't. I'll look, Denise. I can let you know, but
Okay.
I'll see if I can find the basket. I think Basket Supply has a chart that has
I can look it up. That's okay.
Okay.
You're busy.
Well, well, let me know if you can't find it. Let me know, and I'll pick up.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? That's why we're here to share share and learn.
I just wanted to thank you for another great little Monday class.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't wait to see what you can make.
Yes, I'll tag you in some bows.
Okay,
All right.
perfect.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right, you guys have a great